Okay, welcome back to Day Trade Like a Pro. It is still Wednesday, May 26th. I'm getting around to doing the review video a bit late, but we had a map training today, and then we did a in-depth training on the box and football practice, and all of that stuff. So here we are. It's about 10 o'clock, and I want to walk through what happened today here and because I think it's important for what's happening right now in Globex, and then what are we going to see here the rest of the night and into tomorrow. So let's talk about a couple of things here. So if you remember this morning, by the way, we just have a 2-minute chart up here, and if you remember this morning, we said this 89.75 down to 88.50. That would be the first area to kind of watch. That's 88.50 right there. And then we also said down to 84.50, and you can see that's 84.25 right there. So there's 84.50 right there. So I actually bought this at 85, and then it moved up here. I moved the stop down to 80, or the stop up to 84, so I had a point of risk. It came through, it stopped it out. It is what it is. This one from 88.50 got a bounce up here to 93.25, just through the CP here, and then that was it. So this was enough for a break, which means in the bigger picture, well, in the big picture, we're still looking for them to go much higher. But this break was enough to primarily put us on sell side, at least to see, what kind of what happens next. So let's kind of talk about that. So there were a couple of things. There was this area on the way back up, this 92.50, and then we had 90. This was pretty minor here at 94.50, but it was there. And then we had 96.50. That's right there. And then they kind of probed up above this over here, but couldn't really get through that too much. If you look right here, so there's 96.50. When you see right here, they came down, and then it came back up. They tested 97, and then this dropped. By the way, if you look at the low right there, that's 87.25. And if you look at what we said in map right here, so they should, at 7:51, said they should at least come back down to 87, and then we'll see. So what happened? That was at 7:51, and then at 10:56 they came down and tested 87.25. And then what happened? So we were actually about this time, because our map training is at 1:30, so the market was, it was like right around here, and then things were closed before. So this was basically all that had happened. And we were having a conversation about, well, they never got from 87. We talked about that they'd need to get back up above this right here, this 96.50 area. And that they didn't get that. They only got back to 94.75, which I said over here we had 94.75. So bring that over here. 94.50, and they got to 94.75. So didn't get back up above that, but also no major breakdown here, which this was a 88.75 right there. And that should sound familiar because we talked about this morning 88.50 right there before the market opened. And so 88.75 right there. And then we said they would need to get back up above here for any real momentum up. Otherwise, we could see more selling. And just notice where the high of Globex is so far. And we had a discussion about this particular price and how, how important it would be for, if they were going to get higher, that they would need to get back up above here. And then tested it to the tick, to the tick, to the tick, to the tick, and then it dropped. And so in Globex right now, what have we seen? We've seen selling close to, not quite yet, but close to the low of the day. We had Yesterday, the low of the day, I think, was 79.5. Today, it was 80.5. And in Globex, so far, we've been back to 82.50. So, big picture, things. And by the way, things really didn't get a whole lot stronger overnight. I mean, yes, basically overnight, this was really just a bounce here in Globex from the other day. So, we basically just saw this bounce up here, test this KP, and then drop. So it's been a bit of the same thing, just kind of this rangy, it's going to, we're looking for where can the buyers step in and get involved somewhere. That's what, can the buyers get another reason, another driver, so to speak, to really be able to push this up higher. So let's look at prediction points for tomorrow real quick. I haven't even seen these yet. And we'll just see what it looks like. Okay, so there's basically nothing in here. But that's okay, we know how to work with that. It tells us a lot. So there's nothing down here until 68.50, which by the way, there wasn't anything until like, I think it was 69 or something like that for today. So pretty close to the halfway mark for this move down overnight. Some of the things that have been important here over the previous days will continue to be important. So going to be important to get above and take out that 90 to 94 area. That would be real important if they're going to go higher. If the market's going to go lower, there's probably a bit of, there's nothing really great here in the overnight session. So as of right now, unless it really breaks out and starts to gain some momentum, I would suspect that things are going to keep going. It wouldn't be at all surprising to see the CP down lower here. 68.75. We have a KP at 63.75, a KP at 56. And then look at that, it gets crazy. Really starts to open up all the way to 41.30. So obviously on something like that, we're going to want to put the fibs in here, and we're watching that 50% level pretty closely. So 42.75. That'll be something we'll be keeping an eye on. And as things develop overnight, that'll give us a better idea of what we want to be doing tomorrow when we come in here. So should get a lot of really good information coming out of this. We'll see how this all plays out here in the Globex, and then we'll come back in the morning and we'll map it all out, and we'll go from there. So hopefully you had a great day, and we will be back in the morning with the pre-market video. And I will see everybody then. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the morning.